Welcome again to Scalecast Building Designer. We said we would finish off this man's roof. So I've just been playing around actually with a few parts to make sure that what I'm going to show you is accurate as always. So I'm just going to work through this fairly quickly. You should be used to the movements and how to align objects now, but you can just follow through. So starting with the main part there and the two side pieces, I've just pressed shift and selected all three, control and D, which will duplicate the parts, and then just sort of drag them down. So I'm just going to, this is the part that we're going to make, so I'm just going to run through it fairly quickly here. Zoom in so we can see what we're doing, and you see I'm just going to do this fairly quickly now. So select all three parts, adjust align to the bottom. We've done this a million times now on the tutorial videos, so group them together, and that's this top part. Control and duplicate, and just using the down arrow key. That should be close enough. And zoom in and have a look. Yeah, that's fine. Group those two together, and you've got a piece of roof. And all I've done here is decided where I wanted to cut it. So it was really 3 slates down on the second part. So if you remember, we just dropped a cube onto the deck. Make it about 5. Make it a hole, which is clear. Slide it roughly into place where you want to go, and it's just rough at this stage. And if I can see that the parts split there, and I want this at 3, so just grabbing that little angle there, pretty close. I'm just going to switch the grid down to 0.25 and just a right mouse shift, there we go, we covered that over. Make sure that we're covering the part entirely. Drag the side out until it's over the part. Select both parts and group. And there's your cut piece. Okay, so we don't mess that up, we can press Control and duplicate and just move that part up there somewhere, and then we can always use it again. Okay, I don't particularly need this now, so I'll just get rid of that. Oops, I've obviously got it ungrouped. And that's the part we're going to work with. And we need to put this on this Manse here, so zooming in. Okay, so we need the slates to come sideways, bringing this round 90 degrees, keeping inside the circle. And I believe the angle on that roof is about 21 or 22 degrees, so I'm just going to set this. Click and hold outside the circle. Now I can go 1 degree at a time. And I think it's 22, so I'm going to just set it at 22. Okay, right, so there's our piece. Now let's just get that online with the front of the building. So click the building, click the part, adjust, align, and just bring it online with the front of the building. We can always make it hang over a little bit shortly, but at least I know it's online there. The next thing is, I really want this bottom corner here online with that face there. So I'm going to bring my grid onto the top of that plane. And then I'm going to lift this up to that plane till I hit 0. Well, 0.1, that's close enough. So you can see I'm online with the grid. Don't worry that the grid's only comes up to this edge. It runs all the way through, it's just it only shows it up to there, which is fine. So click on the part, and using the left arrow keys you can just sort of slide it into place. And get a rough idea where you want to be. Just click the zoom button and that'll bring it. Okay, so it obviously wasn't 21 degrees, so let's bring it up a little bit more. Okay, and just slide it in. That's about in the centre, and then you can just hold this and bring it down a little bit until it touches the part which is there. Okay, we can see the roof's cut right through the other roof, which is okay. So bringing it round to this angle, we want a hangover on this side, so I'm just moving the left arrow key to whatever I feel like is appropriate, something like that. Okay, it's probably a little bit much, to be honest with you. Let's come back a bit. Right, that's good. Top corner's just hit the corner over there. Now, we did this last time, if you remember. If we click on that and do Control and D, which will duplicate it, just set this grid back over to 1 for the second, because it's easier, and then slide it over to the left. And if you remember, there's the adjust and mirror, the one I always get wrong. If you hover over it, it'll show you what it's going to do. Side to side. So I think that one's fine for us. And we can still press the left key. I have no idea why that's just done that. Okay, well that's really strange. So what I'm going to do then, I'll just delete that. I have no idea why that's done that. Anyway, Control and duplicate. Slide it out, we'll do a different way. See the spinner around the bottom? You can spin it round to 180. And there's our part, and there's our roof. Now bear in mind, we're just doing design here, so we're just trying to get an idea of what we actually want to build for real. Yeah, I don't know what this cut part is here. I think it's just where I cut the edge off. It wasn't quite deep enough. I can actually fix that, ungroup that, see what was going on. Yeah, okay, it's not quite through. Just bring that down a little bit, and then click that and group, and it'll cut the part properly. There we go. So I just corrected it. I don't know why it shows like that, but hey, there we go. So then the final bits are really to put the roof cappings on, and if you want to finish your model off 100%, so it looks nice, you can take this roof off and cut this edge off here. Yeah, shall I do that? Maybe. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so let's do it. Let's slide across here. Let's just bring it out. I'm just going to cut this in mid-air. It doesn't usually work very well for me, but I'll try it. I'll see how it goes. So I've got my grid across there, almost like I'm working on a flat plane. In fact, that hasn't worked too well, so let's put it on the underside. That's just as well to do. There we go. It's almost like I'm working on the grid flat now. And when I drop this on, it'll drop it on underneath, because I clicked underneath. Yeah, so just bring it up. 20. And drop it down. And we know we were working from that top left corner there. And we're cutting down to about here. Yeah, so this takes a little bit of getting used to. So what I'll do, I'll make it the right size first. Just make it bigger than you want. Expect to have too much on there. I'll try that. Slide it left. Make it a hole. I want to be cutting about there, where we are now. So I just want to slide it back around a little bit more, a little bit less. Wrong one. Slide it left. There we go. And that's going to cut through. Select two parts and group them. See how it sort of leaves a little bit on the bottom there. Let's just undo that. It's just because it's not really below the surface. So just drop it down a millimetre. Same with this edge here. That's why it went a bit funner. So we just bring that down one. There we go. There are the cuts. And then just grab all three. We don't really want to get that building there, so let's just make sure we keep away from that building. Okay, and group them together, and that'll cut the part. And that's the part we were looking for. So we're still in the right place as where we were before. So we can just slide that back in to where we took it from. Click away, drop it to the deck. And we've got a nice cut down this side. Doesn't really matter about the other side. That's our sort of template piece. If we want now, we can duplicate that and just drag it away, and then we could just square it back to the floor if we wanted. So the best thing to do if you want to square it back to the floor is just drop it back to the floor first. 3, 2, 1, 0. Zoom into the part. And just correct it, which we know is a funny angle, and drop it back down. And there's your part that you can play around with later on for doing. You could actually print that out if you wanted, and that'd be a template for cutting that roof. But anyway, cover that in a later section. So what do we need now? The little top piece. What's that? Let's have a look at that. Will that do us? Yeah, that's what we're looking for really, to put on the top of the building. So let's get some of these set up. These are nice and easy. Slide it out of the way, whatever. If we're going to do this little front piece here, yeah, bring it round at 45 degrees, at 90 degrees, so that whatever. Okay, so let's just ungroup our building. Let's get everything precise as we want, and let's take that little part there. Zoom in here because it's a little bit far away. Let's just put it nice and out of line, just so we know it's. Click on this little apex. Click on the apex piece there. Adjust, align. Same tools every time. You're just saying bring me to the centre. Exactly that. Okay. Right. So now you can just click on your part and just bring it up. And just arrow key to the right, looking at it from the side. So zoom in there. Okay, so that's pretty close. It's probably a little bit high. Let's come down a little tiny bit. So it jumps too much. So you know, if you start fine adjusting, you can go to 0.1. Move this little tiny increments. And you notice that the piece doesn't go all the way to the edge. Now, if you're really sort of building properly, then you could drag this piece and make it longer. I could just click on there and just drag it longer, but that's not really the parts that you can use to build a building. But if you just want to finish your 3D model and you know you're just going to cut them off, then that's what you can do. You just slide it longer and then just click it back, and there you go. And if you want to finish things off really nicely, just so they do look nice, and you might want to do this for real, is if you control and duplicate that and then spin it 180 degrees and then bring it down, you've really put a square in there, and it just finishes the 3D building off really nice. Okay, so there's no point recreating all of that. We just want to do that on the other side, so I might as well click those two parts and duplicate those, and then slide around the building, zoom out a little bit, and just right click it. Oops, we're on 0.1, which is not enough. Let's bring it to 1. Just zoom through to the other side and zoom in, come round. So I'm quite close to that because it's a different angle, obviously. So that bottom one's not going to work really, is it? So let's just get rid of that. And yes, you can look underneath and you can bring it down, pull it down that way, which is quite nice. And left key it. Now we've gone to the end, so you can see we're finished. Click it, control and duplicate, and just slide it in. A little bit far. That's close enough for me. And then you can sort of, obviously we didn't do the top ridge, but you sort of get the picture, and you can just do that. And then if you want to just make this look how it's going to look, you might want these in black. So you can just colour them black. And really just add all your final touches. Okay, so some nice little sort of clever bits when you've finished. I'm going to let you finish the apex on the top of the roof yourself. I'm just going to shunt these things out of the way here. Looking face down, from top down on the building, I'm just going to select everything and click group. And you'll notice that everything will colour the same colour now, because once you've got everything grouped together you can't change the colours. It's gone red because it's actually doing the grouping feature effectively. Okay, so if you want to take a 3D model of that, really to share with other people, then the easiest way to do it is just click the entire building, click design, download for 3D printing, which is not exactly what you're doing, but there you go. And you must select this, download the selected shapes, one shape selected, and click OK, and then click on the STL, and that'll save you a file of that entire building all nice and locked up, so you can send that to a friend if you wanted and say, oh, look at my new building. But don't forget to tick the box when you do it. So I'm not going to actually download it. What I normally do when I'm finished is I just get rid of all the parts, or you can click on the building. You can click Control and C, which is copy. Close your design, go out, open a new design, and just click paste, Control and V, and the whole building will just be pasted into a new project file. And that really concludes the building of the Manse. We're going to get a little bit more complicated in the future videos, so we're going to do some real nice new buildings. So thank you for watching.